Well, hey there folks, it's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I'm not doing bees today. Well, maybe I am. Just depends how much time I have. Might be doing them another day or two. Anyhow, I wanted to talk to you guys about what I said the other day in the video, that I will show you how I do my feeder shims. Now, I have a bunch of them, and I take old rotten boxes and I make them into feeder shims. I know. Don't do that, Mike. Watch for nails, Mike. If you hit a nail, it's going to be dangerous, Mike. I understand all that. And you guys have seen me do it before. And everybody warned me of that after the video. You didn't warn me before the video. No, just kidding. I do have some common sense. Not a lot sometimes, but I got some. So what I do is I slice these boxes up, and I'm careful to see where the nail paths are. I cut between the finger joints in such a way that I can miss the nails. Now I set my saw, I set the fence each time for each box. So, you know, because some fluctuate, maybe a different brand of box. But I do watch for the nails. So, for example, on this one, you know, and it doesn't make the strongest shim that I'm making, but I just cut between, right through here. And so I'll miss that nail, I'll miss a nail on the side. So I just edge the finger joints. So it's a real simple process, and I'll show you real quick what I do, in case you were wondering where I get the feeder shims from. You can buy feeder shims, you can make them, you can do all kinds of things, but I feel like if you've got some boxes that have been around a while and you're not wax dipping like I haven't been for over the years, you will have plenty of rotten boxes. All the shims don't work out when you cut them. Some fall apart as you cut them, so it's a shot in the dark. But I mean, if you get 4 or 5 shims out of a box, no problem. Another thing I do as well, and I may even do with this box right here, is when I got a box it's really in decent shape on top. It's not the best. It's starting to separate right here, so it's not ideal. But this box actually is a candidate for cutting it and making it a medium, because here's the problem with it. Although with my standards I could probably use this box. That's just another entrance. But yeah, so this could actually be cut into a medium box, and there's a medium now. You do what you can when you're on a budget, and hey, when you're just a hobby beekeeper, you do things on a budget, and so that's what I do. So let me show you what I do. And I'm terribly afraid of these saws. I don't do it the safest way. So I know Brad from that bee man at Faith Apiaries is gonna have something to say after I'm done, but I just do my best not to lose any limbs, and I don't use it very often. Well, there you go, folks. Simple as that. And I must confess, I hit 2 nails. I don't know if you saw the sparks. I think the nails were crooked in there, so I got one that sliced the head off one. But definitely not a lesson in saw safety, I promise you that. But again, I don't do how-to videos. It's just how I do, and I don't recommend how I do to anybody. So there you go. The how-to thing comes out again. So some of these are a little thicker than I'd like, but I wasn't able to cut because of the way the box was. So really, that thin one is the better one. I don't want to create a bunch of space, but I'm gonna be fine with what I got. They'll work. I'm gonna cut a few more. That box over there, I might use it again if all that's wrong with that corner. Don Bearden showed me a way to take wood putty and fix those corners like that, so I might just do that. All right, I'm done. Got all my fingers. Thank you, Lord. I do thank the Lord for that. It all went safe. While I may not be the safest guy out there, and I'm definitely telling you, don't do what I do, because this is a how I do video. Don't do what I do. Anyway, one thing is I got it on GoPro if something does happen, so I can always take the footage to the hospital and say, here you go, this is what happened. Let's hope that doesn't happen. What I wanted to show you was this. So I did start cutting them thinner. What I did was I cut on the fingers, and that's how I did my other ones. I cut on the fingers so I wouldn't hit any nails, and I did hit some nails on the first one. I cut on the fingers on it, but I doubled the fingers pretty much. You see, I doubled them. And I did hit 2 nails. They were bent, I guess, when they got driven in. So I just cut the tip off of a head, and another one I cut. I kind of side-swiped the bent part. But these right here will be good. Actually, that's a great size, and they're strong. That's a lot. That's 2 boxes, and that's what's left over. That's the scraps of the rotten boxes. And again, I'll probably reuse that one. So there you go. Hey, repurposing stuff. Do what you can to save those bucks here and there, and have some feeder shims. Fast forward a few days to the 3rd of February. I lit smoker, 65 degrees, and we're back at it again. Just gonna put these shims to work. Look behind me, starting to bloom back there. I'm gonna pop tops though, and throw fondant on, and put these new shims into service, and some old ones. There's a few bees flying, not many. It's 65 in the sun. In the shade where we're at right now, it's already cooled off. This one doesn't sound alive at all, guys. So it might be dead. This was a very weak one. It's a dead out. Ooh, full of moisture too. Well, that's not good. I'm starting to really be concerned with, there's a lizard in there and a roach, with how well that treatment worked, that hop guard, because yeah, this thing got slimed. You can see actually that's just moisture. Ants are cleaning it out, so I'm gonna leave it alone. It's been robbed out. A little wax moth, even though it's been winter time. It's been dead a while. Slight bit of wax moth. Let's see if there's any dead bees on the bottom. With all the ants, and as long as it's been, I doubt there'll be many. Some weight to this one. Little roach. Yeah, there's some few dead bees. It's definitely been slimed out by the beetles. Well, folks, that's a bit disappointing, but that's the reality of it. I've not really ever lost many colonies late into the winter. Usually they're good by this time. I'm starting to wonder a lot about that treatment I gave them with that hop guard. Just curious. I got bees in here, but look at the moisture. I got a decent amount. There's our bees in here. We're gonna give them a lot of moisture. A lot of moisture. I'm gonna give them a shim and a fondant. They're not pleased with me being in here, are they? Curious how heavy some of these. Yeah, see, this colony's light. So I've noticed another thing with that treatment was it moved all the nests, and so they're really not guarding a whole lot of it, and that's frustrating. We never really wanted to repopulate after that hop guard was on there. And it has tended to slide all my nests to the one side or the other. Bet the bottom's completely empty. Yeah. So the whole cluster's in the top now. I'm not going to reverse the box at this point. I'm just going to leave them. I'm going to get them set back, ready to go. That's a pretty small looking colony. It's about 4 frames of bees. This used to be a pretty good colony. They're very heavy in the top, so maybe they're in the bottom. No, the bottom's empty. Oh yeah, that's a decent cluster. But again, see how it's moved to the side? Once again, moved to the side. But they're split between the boxes. Definitely not something I would ever reverse, which I'm not out here to reverse boxes anyway, just telling you. Let's get them fired up pretty good. But they're heavy. But I'm gonna give them fondant anyway. So that's a nice colony. That's about the size I like to see this time of year. Again, slid to the side, 5 frames, top and bottom. Well, first order of business is getting new lids out here. Whew, let's get some smoke on them. That did not. This colony is, it's pretty heavy, but it feels light in the bottom. Definitely feels top heavy. Yeah, we're gonna have to switch out lids. It's a good colony, but this one has always been a good colony. This one's filled from side to side, so that means they're gonna build fast, and it'd probably be a good thing to get fondant on them. But we're gonna smoke. I'm gonna smoke these down real good and scrape the top. And I'm gonna put that lid from that Deadout on. Not too concerned about that. This other one's just too rotten to put back on. This box is all properlized up good, but again, I don't go in them in the winter, so they're going to be. But I got rotten wood. All right, let's feed these bees. It's a nice strong colony. All right, we're going to get this on top of them. I'm going to give them a new lid. I scraped this lid. Clean this lid off. I'm gonna put this one on there. Probably wonder why I'm cutting that with a hive tool. Well, I don't have my knife. Very unusual for me to have my knife with me. I didn't have my knife. It came straight from work and I didn't have it with me today. So anyway, I'm gonna go do the rest up front, but right now we had one Deadout, one weak one, one strong one, and one medium one. There we go. We got them from one end of the spectrum to the other. All right guys, but look, just wanted to show you me using my new shims that I made, how easy it was to make shims, how easy this fondant is to use, which you've seen in other videos, and I'm definitely a proponent of it. I'm giving them to them, even that colony right there, that strong one, that for us down here at this time frame, I guarantee there's a lot of brood in there. I'm not going to be inspecting at least for another couple weeks, but they are brooding up. That's the one that's the most dangerous. It may have honey in the top, and it feels like it does, but they've already gotten into the top since I was out here a month ago. They're eating fast, they're brooding up, they're gonna go through a lot of stores quick, so this fondant is gonna do good for them, and hopefully the nutrient helps them, and hopefully the weak one builds up quick, but we'll check back another day. All right, sun's in my eyes, time for me to go. Take care of those other 4 up there. I appreciate all y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great weekend, and may God bless you. We'll see y'all later. Hey Dan, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing well, checking the bees.
Good, they doing all right?
You got one dead out. Back in the back there. And one weak. Yeah. One dead, 1 week. And then the other two are fine.
Okay.
And these are looking really strong, so just putting some extra food on them.
Okay.
They still got a lot of weight, but they start building up, they'll starve themselves without, you know, a ton of nectar coming in.
Okay.
Those two were good. That's usually the one that was rough, and last time I was in it wasn't bad.
Well, I cut when it was dry maybe 6 weeks ago, and they didn't bother me at all.
Yeah, that one calmed down a lot compared to what it was, so that was good. But I think sometimes it's got to do with the time of the year.
Okay.
So hopefully,
I'm glad they're doing well.
Yeah, so far. I know that one's doing good. This is the only other one I'm curious about. And they seem to be doing fine. Yep. So that's a good thing.
All right. Well, take care.
Yes, sir. You too. Thank you so much.
If you need anything, let me know if I need to do anything.
Nah, I will if I do, but you're good.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Hey, really quickly at the end of this video, I want to show you something. I think we're not already getting into some serious buildup. These colonies, by the way, look great. This one here, I'm gonna give them some smoke because they're pretty rowdy. This thing has got drone brood, and if you'll notice, let me throw some smoke to them. There's drone brood and queen cups, guys. That looks like a spring nest, and we're still on the 3rd of February, so there you go. This one's strong. They got plenty of food, but they will get a fondant because they're gonna build fast, and this thing is loaded with brood. Mr. Ed actually called me and told me he found something like this too. Trying to. Hey, I asked y'all to stay around to the end just to show you that colony and to see the other ones. They're doing fine. Everything out here is strong except for the 1 week one I got over there. Hopefully they'll build up because there's brood going in, so we shall see. But I definitely know I can move some brood over to it and boost it. Not gonna do that today, but that's an option. Because splitting it right now, there's no reason to really try and split it, even a walkaway split. We have drones, and there's drones walking on the frames, I'm sure, at this point, but it's still pretty early. We've still got some cold nights, so you know, maybe put a frame of brood over there, take a frame of brood from them, you know, give them some space, put an empty comb in there, who knows. But there you go. It's on. Here it is 3 weeks before I even start assessing. And those cups are just that. They're just cups. I mean, they're already built, and when they get rounded down like that and there's nothing in them, that's all they are. But it's a sign of things to come. That thing's exploding. And I have had a year, 2 years ago, where I had to split at the end of February. So we'll see. All right, guys.